Gaano katotoo na may trend shift na nangyayari ngayon sa Bitcoin? And also, right now, ito yung ating trade kahapon na ngayon na-trigger, kala ko babalik pataas. And marami pa tayong ibang news na nakita all over Twitter at sa iba't ibang news outlets. And we will be dissecting this. So please do like and share, subscribe kung mahilig kayo sa mga chismis na katulad nito. Ako nga pala si Jose Bear na I've been here since 2017. I've been trying to share you guys my wins and losses dito sa cryptocurrency since 2021. So guys, kung nung mga kamakailan, actually 2 months ago already, I've been trying to share you guys itong information na we could get stopped out by this moving average. So, parang ngayon medyo napapaaga siya. Although, meron tayong signal for the liquidity na medyo parang may recovery na nangyayari. But the last time that we saw that as well sa liquidity analysis natin, no? We did not actually really broke out doon sa 618 level ng Fibonacci natin. Sobrang lapit pero hindi tayo man lang nag-reach papunta dito sa red line or dito sa hinahanap nating fair value gap para sa lower time frames. Since this is a 2-week time frame, dito din, ganun yun nangyayari. Mabilis siyang na-reject. Paglapit pa lang natin, we got rejected as well. So, same thing here. So, that's why I am still thinking that we are in a downtrend. Okay, and this is just a relief pump na nangyari. Okay? And we've been predicting that dito, hindi pa ito yung time or there's no enough liquidity for us to go to 79 back in March. Now we are in April and I've been telling you guys that April is always a bullish since this is the actual new year ng lunar calendar. And also, I've been telling you guys na after a pump sa April, what we have as stigma is yung may go away. But also, we've been predicting this sa ating last live. Last live and last recorded video. And medyo umangat pa nga siya ng konti. Pero saktong-sakto lang din naman doon sa trend. Although, baka pwedeng sinakto ko lang kasi hindi ko nga to since nakatingin to dapat sa higher time frames. Okay? What are the chances na pwede pa siyang umangat ng konti or could reach the moving average here, then get rejected? No. So, all throughout, I really think that May is not going to be a really good month so far, okay? Because of the risk, dito muna tayo. So, yun nga, kahapon, gumawa tayo ng trade na short, okay? Hindi natin hinabol yung short dito. Nilagay ko yung trade natin supposedly here, pero umangat nga siya as predicted to na may pwedeng sweep na mangyari since we're looking at critical levels from our previous, fractal moves, no? Or may fractal tayo na tinitignan, which is dito. So that's why we got stopped out at 79. After we went to 79,400, it got rejected really hard. Pero ito pang isang napansin ko, sa higher time frames, guys, okay, which is not on a 1 hour. So 4 hours and sa 1 day, guys, ang nakikita ko is we have a lower RSI. Even though that the market is actually producing a higher high. So, kumbaga sa short or midterm, this is bearish. Why? Because this is a bearish divergence that we see. Could be a hidden bearish divergence, but we are seeing it as well in the liquidity na nakaangat yung liquidity, although okay, there is a strong downward move as well. Ewan ko nakikita niyo to. There is a strong downward move. It means someone is pulling out a lot of money. Although sa data pinapakita din na we are getting a lot of like holders or nag-i-increase yung mga Bitcoin holders. But that doesn't mean na hindi siya nakakaakit bilang short. So that's why I took a chance to short this market when we were here. Kita naman yung araw natin dito. It went down really fast. But our TP is at the 618 as well because I'm rooting for a bounce on the 618. Tapos tignan natin kung kaya natin basagin yung 78K. So now, doon pa lang tayo papunta or doon na tayo pumupunta pag ang RSI natin bumulwak ng mabilis sa 15 minutes habang ang ating price is still within the trend line here. Okay? What will happen is we may be able to see a lower finally reaching out our TP zone here. So let's move on. Okay, kasi dito may news tayo which is about doon sa explosion reported in Tehran and amid potential ceasefire breach. And also pinag-awayan din to sa mga betting or yung mga alam niyo na yan, ayoko na banggitin kasi hindi man tayo nagpo-promote yan. Pero yeah, maraming nag-vote na ma-share or mapopost to. However, I mean, oo, tama. So, meron tayong 3%. Okay? So, hindi naman siya na-publish. Actually, naging more on independent media yung mga nag-report nito. So, this is saying something for us na could be this could be being silent. Nawawala yung yung grammar ko dito. So ito pa, isa pa connected to this one from OSINT Defender. Okay, it says here reports of a resumption of joint US-Israeli strikes against Iran are currently addressed on non-credible as pro-Iranian channel claims that explosions and working air defense system are the result of air defense exercises. So, this is kumbaga, TLDR neto kasi medyo mahaba tong news na to. Pinaikli pa nga to. From OSINT Defender. Tapos may gumawa ng news about this. I think it's Reuters. Na ang ini-insist nitong news na to is there is a clear resume or parang impending resumption since we are in marami nagsasabi kasi ceasefire. So this is like in tariff wars. It's not a cease war na against tariff. I mean against China. What happened is to kumbaga to give a breather. So ibig sabihin we're not in a peace times, okay? And we can see that in oil as well na medyo nagkakaroon siya ng volatility ulit. It means nung umangat yung yung oil natin, our Bitcoin prices is actually highly reactive dito sa nangyayari. Although ngayon medyo nagre-retest na siya ulit. So let's see if this will produce us a bullish signal, pero nakita natin wala siyang bullish divergence, wala tayong divergence. So kahit dito wala tayo. So ito hindi rin. So let's see what will happen from there. So speaking of Reuters, Iran, ito isa pa na nakita ko sa Reuters. Iran seizes 2 container ships attempting to leave Gulf. So ayan, meron tayong satellite imagery. Live daw yan nung nakunan. Then what happened is sinarang to. Then dito ko na-prove na sobrang back in operation na talaga ang Iran in sa pagharang ng mga ganitong tankers. So ito pa. Hi, Iran expert here. So probably tiga Iran to, hindi ko alam. Nakita ko lang kanina. So this is not funny, okay? Iran only does this when they are in extreme distress. So ano to? Ito yung satellite imagery that shows a massive number of IRGC, okay, speedboats moving away from the center of the Strait of Hormuz in large group in what appears to be a major new mining operation. So it means may nangyayaring gulo na talaga ulit. Okay, pero hindi nga siya news. Kaya uso yung mga ganitong betting or yung mga ganitong taya-taya kung mapapublish ba o hindi. Okay. So, now, maraming ang independent reporters na nakabantay sa Hormuz. So, nahihirapan din yung mga manipulators ng news to really insist that this is what is really happening. So, yung news censorship medyo humihina. And I'm really happy about that because many people are watching out. Pero the question is this just a diversion? Kumbaga, is this just a diversion? Yun yung pwede nyong sagutin sa comments. Tingnan nyo, kumbaga, i-prove I mean, sagutin niyo ako. Anong tingin niyo? Is this just a diversion sa real thing na nangyayari digitally? Probably is it the Clarity Act being impenned para makapag-imbak? Maybe the real battle is not in Strait of Hormuz. Maybe it is in digital, battle. So hindi ko alam. Although this is a Mohammed Bagher Galibaf. Okay, why? Is because meron siyang news here. So this is a English translation of MB Galibaf. Okay, Farsi's tweet. Okay, so a complete ceasefire only makes sense if it is not violated by the maritime blockade and the hostage taking of the world's economy. Okay, and if the Zionists, okay, ito yung sinasabi ko sa inyo, the bad side or the dark side of the Israel. Kasi marami sa mga Israel din nagsasabi na ayaw nila ng Zionist, na na-take over sila ng Zionist and this is not the real Israel, kumbaga. So, Zionist warmongering across all fronts is halted. Reopening the Strait of Hormuz is impossible with such a flagrant breach of the ceasefire. So, ito yung sinasabi ko sa inyo na anytime pwede nilang baguhin yung script, kumbaga. So, sinabi nila na ceasefire, pero although meron pa tayong few days, 2 days pa ata bago ma-determine kung ceasefire pa ba ulit or we'll just end it there. And that's gonna really move the markets really bad. Okay, so sabi dito, Iran's IRGC warns, okay, if it may cut undersea internet cables. Ito pa yung isa ko sinasabi sa inyo na theory ko dati, na ang internet natin is not in the air. No? And we have fiber cables na nasa ilalim ng na nagko-connect sa lahat ng countries together. So parang gano'n. So marami nagsasabi, no, it's just satellite bouncing information from one another to transfer to that specific location. Okay, parang end to end. Kumbaga end tapos satellite to end, parang gano'n. But I really don't believe it. At most, like I know 80% or at least 70% of our internet is undersea, kumbaga. And there is a movie about this. But also, meron kasi tayong tinatawag na microwaves. Isa yun sa mga nauna bago yung, kumbaga, pabilisan lang talaga. So, watch that movie. Pero for now, what we're seeing here is going to be, could be a catalyst. Hindi ko sinasabing, I'm very sure this is going to happen, no? But this is just a petition. So, suggestions lang palang pala to, actually. Marami lang nagsi-speculate that this could disrupt the whole internet. But also, who is John Phelan, the U.S. Navy Secretary, fired by Pete Hegseth? Okay, so why this is important? Because I think, marami kasi nagsi-step up ng mga also officials, no? Nevertheless, it is military or non-military na merong say sa nangyayaring war, na hindi nag-agree sa nangyayari ngayon sa Tehran and also sa Strait of Hormuz, and also yung ginagawa ng Israel and using the United States to do this. So parang nakita nyo rin yung mga yung mga ibang countries na sinisingil na ngayon ni Donald Trump kasi nga nauubos yung pera nila sa nangyayaring war dito sa Strait of Hormuz, or yung budget na tinatawag. And the debt is just keep on going higher and higher sa mga nangyayari. Okay, and also this one is one of those proof too. So United States is sending another carrier strike group to the Middle East. So yada 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 yada, etc. So what you need to know about this is a nuclear powered USS George W. Bush. This is the name of that carrier. Why this is very important? Kasi saktong-sakto na within 3 to 5 days dadating na siya doon sa Gulf region. Okay? Strengthening the U.S. naval presence around key areas like Strait of Hormuz. So bakit? Kung talagang nasa peace talks tayo at talagang wala nang gera, marami kasi nagsasabing ganon, and sobrang hopium sa mga nangyayari. I know you want peace, but if that's not what is really happening, it's also more dangerous for you to assume that there is peace when all of this information or these clues are showing up. So what I'm saying is maybe this is just being pushed out in the market or in the news outlets. Why? is because I really think that a major battle or a bigger battle, okay, that has something to do with digital or digitally, okay, needs to take place first before we be able to call peace or to call for bullish news. So dito din yung nangyari nung times na to. No, everyone is calling for bullish bounce already, everything trying to get here back down, etc. because merong fair value gap, and that's the most dangerous part of trading, no, na we assume without any confirmation or without even any strong kumbaga strong proofs sa technical analysis proving these information. So makikita nyo bagsak na bagsak yung ating liquidity. There's no overheating pa nga ng liquidity to say that the traders are more confident already to have this kind of liquidity. Kumbaga, kung bagsak talaga siya, we should be able to see everything right here. Okay, giving more confidence for the whales, such as like this one. We're not even close to that low. Okay, what I usually see, sabihin natin kung talagang may mga consolidation na nangyayari or talagang ito na yon, malapit na tayo, etc. Which I always give it to you and in a very timely manner. Kung talagang medyo late, hindi naman sobrang late katulad nung 64 tayo or 63, sinabi ko yun din sa inyo. Even though we bought at 61,900, which is really good buying zones. Although bumagsak pa nga siya ng 59 nata sa ibang exchanges. But yeah, we were just patient. We just have to really see the market first before we be able to really take on any trades further. So right now, I'm still, 60% USDT or stable coins. I'm just being careful with the market and also being able to really play sa times ng market where it is already bottom. Hindi naman sobrang bottom, hindi ko naman kayang i-predict yun, no? Hindi ko naman nalalaman yun. But there will be confirmations and clues, and I'll be here to tell you guys kung yun na yun or ito yung tingin ko, ito na yun. So, for now, we're still winning on a short term, okay? Ngayon, kanina 50 or something na to, 60 something na to. Ngayon babalik na siya, nawala yung 50%. So I could have actually just take profit kasi it could be just a retracement dito sa bullish bounces. But we will see first since nakaangat na lahat. So may chances na umangat na tayo ulit to this level. Mati-trigger tong TP natin or etong stop loss positive stop loss natin, no? Isasakto ko lang siya sa 25. Yan. Okay. So, but anyways guys, chismis lang ang lahat ng yan. Kailangan nyo pa ring aralin, planuhin at kilusan. Nang sa gayon, ang lahat ng to ay ating makamtan. At syempre guys, alam nyo na, stay awesome. Goodbye.